Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Today Nintendo revealed the brand new Nintendo Switch Pro-ish. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, I'll leave a link to this trailer in the description below if you do want to check it out. It's the official reveal trailer from Nintendo. Now today, the long-awaited Nintendo Switch Pro-ish was revealed, and I say Pro-ish for a number of different reasons. But first, let's take a look at this new Switch. First up, this new Switch has an extra wide built-in stand. This is a massive improvement over the current Switch stand. It'll be great for taking your Switch on the go. Secondly here, the brand new Switch dock has an Ethernet port. This is a much needed upgrade. Thirdly here, something we knew was already coming. There's a brand new screen, a 7-inch OLED. This is 0.8 inches bigger than the current Switch screen at 6.2. And lastly here, we get some enhanced audio. There will be better speakers on this new Switch. Now I took a look one step further here and compared the technical specs between this new Switch and the old Switch, according to Nintendo's website, because they did post this information. So on the left-hand side here, we have the new Switch. On the right-hand side, we have the current Switch. There aren't really a lot of differences. Here are them highlighted. We have 4. The new Switch is actually 0.1 inches longer, 9.5 inches versus 9.4. So it's roughly the same size as the current Switch, but it is ever so slightly longer. On top of that, it does weigh more. It weighs 0.71 pounds as opposed to 0.66. The screen is obviously bigger. It's not taking up much more of a surface area. It's just kind of removing the bezel that's around the screen. On top of that, the storage has doubled here. It's gone from 32 gigs in the current Switch to 64. Now, aside from all of this, and aside from the dock that has the Ethernet port now, the Switch largely remains the same. It's compatible with the same Joy-Cons. The games will run in the same resolution. Nintendo hasn't said anything about 4K or anything of that nature. Now, there are 2 more things I want to highlight here. I'm moving myself out of the way because one of them is directly below me. So first and foremost, I think these 2 devices are using the exact same CPU. And what this tells me is that there might actually be no performance gains whatsoever on this new Switch. If it's using the exact same CPU, it's probably got the exact same processing power and therefore no net benefit. On top of that, it's directly below me here. It looks like they're using the exact same battery. This tells me that the new Switch might actually not last as long as the current Switch on battery power alone. I mean, Nintendo says the battery life is between 4.5 and 9 hours on both of them, but the new Switch has a bigger screen, and there is a chance it might require a bit more power. I could be wrong, but I might not be. Fun fact here, this new Switch is going to be priced at $349.99, 350 bucks. This is $50 more expensive than the current Switch on the market. So the question is now whether or not it's worth upgrading or whether or not it's worth waiting for this new Switch to come out. It comes out October 8th. Unless Nintendo has done something else behind the scenes here that we don't know about, sometimes they do, I actually don't recommend upgrading. I don't think it's worth the $50 price difference unless you play in handheld mode only and you would really benefit from a slightly larger screen. Realistically here, it's 50 bucks more, but it plays the games the exact same. There are no additional features here, no additional benefits. It's using the same GPU, the same processor, so it doesn't really have much of a benefit over the current Switch at all. If you are looking to upgrade your Switch, you don't really need to unless your Switch needs upgrading, unless there's something wrong with it. If you haven't bought a Switch yet and you're waiting for that Switch Pro, you might be waiting a little while more considering this is the new thing out. I wouldn't really wait for this to release. I'd probably just pick up one right away if I wanted, just a regular Switch, because I don't really see a $50 benefit here. Again, unless you're playing strictly in handheld mode. And that's because in handheld mode here, you get the bigger screen and you also get 64 gigs of internal storage as opposed to 32. But again, you can just use a micro SD card, so there really isn't much of a net benefit here. Now, I would be lying here if I said I didn't like the looks of this system. I like the white Joy-Cons, I like the white dock. I think they look sharp. But I also don't think they look that much better than what's currently out there. Now, speaking of the dock, I am really happy to see this built-in Ethernet jack. I think that's awesome. But at the same time here, not many people are probably going to use this at all. I mean, wireless is just easy and convenient. We already have this problem on PlayStation and on Xbox. Most people just play on Wi-Fi. Not a lot of people plug into the console. If you're serious about online gaming, yes, you will plug into the console. but most people are on a casual nature here, a casual basis, so they're probably not going to use this Ethernet port at all, which is unfortunate. So did Nintendo drop the ball on this new Switch? Well, if you take a look at the name here, they just called it the Nintendo Switch OLED model. They didn't even put any effort into this name at all. So yeah, I think they didn't even put any effort into this new system. I would say they dropped the ball. Realistically here, I think it's a little bit weird to see this selling side by side with the current Switch model, but that's probably what's going to happen. I will assume this OLED one will eventually replace the existing Switch, maybe sometime in the future, but at the same time, more or less, this is going to be the new Switch for the next couple of years. We're probably not going to see a Switch Pro until maybe 2023, 2024, depending on if Nvidia comes out with a new chip, depending on if Nintendo actually thinks it's worth upgrading. I think by then it probably will be. At the end of the day here, I'm a little bit disappointed that Nintendo didn't come out with something better, but also kind of relieved because I don't really have to pick this up at all. My current Switch is absolutely fine. I mean, I might pick one up for the channel. If you want me to, let me know in the comments below, but right now I have no intention to whatsoever. Anyways, that is all I've got for today. Let me know your thoughts on this new Nintendo Switch in the comments below. I really wouldn't call it a Pro, would you? Are you interested in it? Are you willing to pick this one up? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.